I'm Father Sam Kachuba, pastor of St. Pius X Parish in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I'm going to answer some questions about the Guild of the Most Blessed Sacrament. Why did you join the Guild? What attracted you to the Guild? I joined the Guild because Bishop Caggiano asked priests to join, to make it a point to be part of this. The attraction, of course, is that the Eucharist is at the center of this Guild. Everything is pointing towards Jesus in the Eucharist, and as a priest, the center of my life has to be Jesus. The whole focus of my life has to be on the Eucharist. I remember at my first Mass, Monsignor Kevin Royal, who turns out is the chaplain to the Guild of the Most Blessed Sacrament, he preached at my first Mass, and he said, "The priest prolongs the presence of Christ." There's a famous quote, I don't remember who it's from, but it says, if you genuflect in front of the tabernacle and you see that candle lit, it's because a priest placed Jesus there. And so the Eucharist has to be at the heart of every priest's life. And that, for me, made joining the Guild very attractive and very much a no-brainer. What was your experience like discerning entering the Guild? Well, like I said, if the Eucharist has to be at the center of every priest's life, then it was a pretty easy discernment, to be honest. Another piece of it is that I'm the pastor at St. Pius X Parish, and St. Pius X is often called the Pope of the Eucharist. His love both for the liturgy and his love for the Eucharist and his encouragement of frequent reception of Holy Communion was something very important. And if I look at that lineage, you go from Pope St. Pius X to Pope St. John Paul II, who was the Pope for most of my life. And one thing that John Paul II really encouraged was Eucharistic adoration. And that's where my vocation took root, was in Eucharistic adoration. In my parish, I went to St. James in Stratford, in our parish adoration chapel. And as my devotion to the Eucharist was growing as a young man, I kept finding myself moved more and more in that direction. When I came here to St. Pius, I was able, after a few years, with the help of Angelica Martinez, to get an adoration chapel started here in my parish. So the parish of St. Pius X, the Pope of the Eucharist, the adoration chapel, as that reminder of the place where my own vocation took root. There was almost no discernment. This was just clearly where the Lord wanted me to go.
I'll tell you, having a Eucharistic devotion has changed my life, has changed my prayer life, has changed my faith journey. And the Guild of the Most Blessed Sacrament offers that to anyone who is seeking to grow closer to our Lord. If you're looking for a better prayer life, if you're looking for some healing, if you are looking for accompaniment or companionship, that's what you can find in a community of like-minded and like-hearted individuals, I'd like to say, because our focus is on the Lord and how that impacts our daily lives. And that's who you can find in the Guild, and that's what a membership will get you, is get you closer to these people and therefore closer to the Lord as well.